Well, there's one type of s orbital. There are 3 types of p orbitals and 5 types of d orbitals, and they are shown here. You're going to have to learn how to draw these orbitals, and so I've drawn on the next page a hand drawing of these same orbitals, and I'm going to go over the hand drawing, little tips on hand drawing right now. First, let's look at the p orbitals. There are 3 types. They are px, py, and pz. And notice that they each point in their own individual directions. So py points in the y direction, pz points in the z direction, and they both have one positive and one negative lobe. And now my first drawing tip. In drawing that px orbital, the x-axis is coming straight out in my picture. And that means that one of the lobes hides the other lobe behind it. And so the way we draw the px orbital is we draw first a circle, and we eclipse behind the circle the other lobe. The dashed line corresponds to negative. Okay, now let's get to the d orbitals. So here are the d orbitals, and there are 5 of them. And what are our drawing hints for those? They are clover leaves. They are clover leaves. And which one should we draw first? Notice that dyz in this corner over here, dyz in that corner over there is the clover leaf in the yz plane. dxz and dxy are also clover leaves, but in the xy plane and xz plane, and I'll draw one of them. Here's the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis, and the dxy is in the xy plane, which means that the clover leaf is horizontal. So first draw what looks like a p orbital, but is actually just 2 of the clover leaves. Then they eclipse two more lobes behind it. We alternate the shading, and that is the dxy orbital. Same thing for xz. It's shaded behind. And finally, we have to look at these last 2 orbitals, which I will put over here, which are the dx squared minus y squared and the dz squared. Dx squared minus y squared is again a clover leaf, but the clover leaf is pointed along the axes. So here's the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis, and it's coming straight along the x-axis. We show it again as a circle. Then we eclipse behind it along the y-axis are these 2 more lobes, and then eclipsed behind everything is this last one. We shade alternate directions, striped, and that is the dx squared minus y squared. Finally, the z squared orbital is different in shape from all the others. There are 2 lobes like this in the z direction, and then in the x and y plane there is a donut of the opposite shading. And this is the dz squared orbital. Okay.